Third segment time. Sorry about that. Phil's roommate came to talk to him. No big deal. We're just gonna finish the murder discussion. Just that again, if you were the last person to see somebody and they mysteriously disappeared, you're gonna be probably tried with murder. Not that they're probably gonna be able to convict you because there's no evidence other than the fact that you were the last person to see them. Who knows? You'd have to ask, a jury. Anyways, news segment time. Your comment. Ahem. The 420 subscriber special, which is funny because it made us lose a subscriber, but nevertheless.
Actually looking it up. So I typed it in. It is very, very, very difficult to convict someone for murder if there's no body.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Very, very, very difficult.
Fair enough.
And so, I mean, while there may be a trial, you'll probably get off. Because, once again, there's no evidence.
Yeah, there's no body. Yeah.
But, I mean, one, there's no body, but, there's no knife, there's no nothing. There's no other evidence that could suggest something happened.
You might never be able. Your family members may never be able to look you again in the eye and see you as the same person. Because how people are. Sure, yeah, the court system may say you're innocent. That's kind of like O.J. Simpson. Yeah, sure. I mean, technically, he was convicted of murder in a civil case, but even if he hadn't, people would still think he murdered his wife.
What? Oh, so I looked it up, right? So there was a case in 1660. A local man had vanished, and after the investigation, 3 individuals were hanged for this man's murder.
Jesus.
2 years later, they hanged him for his murder. I mean, that's what they did things back in the 1600s. Well, 2 years later, after this whole conviction took place, the man came back.
What?
Because he had been enslaved and abducted in Turkey, and he came back, and they were like, "What? Where'd you come from?"
Uh-oh.
So 3 guys were hanged for this guy's supposed murder, hung for his supposed murder, and he was alive the whole time and came back.
Remember how I said there's a lot of people that go to prison because they're innocent?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is also, a long time ago.
True. This is more.
Here's a forum. Let's see what they say on the forum.
Well, anyways, I'm going to read the comments. The 420 subscriber special, the water bottle commented, incredible work. Thank you. I thought it was pretty good. Have you watched it yet? Hello?
No. Wait, wasn't it there?
Well, yeah, but I mean, have you seen what it actually turned out to be?
No.
You gotta watch it. It's pretty funny. Anyways, okay, yeah. Minecraft Bedrock Let's Play Pilot. Team Denzier commented, "Dang, a Bedrock series, let's go." I might have read that last time. Oh, yeah, I did. So why did... Okay. Minecraft Bedrock Let's Play Pilot. The water bottle commented, "Wow, the 2 wolves killed the fox was depressing." Yeah, I didn't know I didn't know wolves killed foxes in Minecraft, but that was a scarring event to watch. It's almost as similar as a person disappearing in midair in front of you. Anyways, the Common House. Bedrock Let's Play number 2. The water bottle commented, "The water glitch is annoying. Bedrock, step it up." Yeah, I'm playing on this world, and there's a glitch where if you jump into the water, you can't get back out. Easily, anyways. There are ways, but yeah, it's a very scary glitch because you think you're going to get stuck there. Anyways, let's build a Minecraft 19. This was a live stream I just did. Team Denzier commented, "I missed it, sadly, due to I was on the road." Well, he did end up catching Let's Build 20, so Anyways, those are all the comments from the past, like, almost 3 weeks at this point. So, yeah. That is it. So, yeah. Future of the channel. So, Phil and I were discussing some podcast potential rescheduling. I don't know. Because the thing is, I don't want to I don't want to change things, and then Will just says nope. You know what I mean?
Hmm?
You know, I don't want to like reschedule our whole lives, and then Will is just like nope.
Yeah.
That's literally what would happen. I mean, just look at today. Will and Kyle were supposed to join us. I don't know what happened to
Well,
Kyle.
the man just seems to get a calendar.
Will or
I
Kyle?
feel like, well, if Will had a calendar, then he could just mark things down. You know?
Even then, he doesn't. He'd forget to mark things down.
You just send him a reminder.
It doesn't matter. The issue is he doesn't.
Wait, doesn't
tell
he read
me,
your email? Send him an email.
Well, well, he does. The issue is like he doesn't remember the stuff that my dad tells him.
Which is why he needs a calendar.
Right, but he wouldn't write the stuff down my dad told him.
It's just a habit he should get into.
All right.
Feel like
have you tried teaching a teenager habits?
What?
Have you tried to get a teenager to start good habits?
I don't have a teenager.
Okay, well, there's your first issue.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me have a kid. Wait 13 years so I can answer your question.
I'll get back to
I'll get back to you.
I'll get back to you in 13 years.
Plus the time it takes me to find someone.
I mean, just donate your sperm.
I could work too.
Just go find a nice lesbian couple.
Yeah, okay. Either way, give me 13 years. And then I can tell you.
I'll get back to that.
How difficult it is.
Well, you could just ask our aunt Sunday.
Well, yeah, she's, what, 14?
13. Oh, yeah, no, she's 14. Yeah, she can drive.
I feel like women are better at keeping track of dates.
Oh. This is... Yeah. I mean,
You're
women
comparing
are better...
13-year-old males and 13-year-old girls. I feel like girls are naturally better at remembering dates and things they want to attend.
Well, you know, this is on my brain, and the issue is it's hard to discuss it because a lot of people look at it as sexist. But, okay, all right, that's a terrible way to start a conversation and to start a topic, but it legitimately, it's just anytime you open your mouth about this kind of stuff, people are just like, oh, you're sexist. It's like, let me finish my thought, you know? Anyways, so I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about the evolution of women in the workplace and women pursuing STEM fields and higher degrees. There's actually
there should be more of that.
In some places, there are more women with higher degrees than men. However,
Yes. Well, I don't care who does the job as long as they have great ambitions and they're willing to suggest new ideas, creative ideas.
Right. So
I'm very welcome into that.
So it harks back to, are men... So the question is, are men getting lazier? Or have men always been this lazy, and the bar was just set so low that we never noticed? And now we're noticing because women are just showing up and just like, you know, it's like, what, you wrote something down? Who does that? Right? I don't know if that's,
Yeah.
I don't know. This it's an interesting question, but nobody wants to talk about it or think about it because they think it's sexist. But it's not. I legitimately want to know. Yes,
No
the
what?
system was like rigged against women,
Oh
but
my
as
boy
women in
worked.
education, what?
Oh, well, I put the rest of my stuff, my leftovers, in the plastic bowl, and it's like warped underneath.
That happens. It's a little warm.
I know.
No big deal. It's that
No, I
plastic.
know. I was saying I never noticed until now.
Mm. Ah. But anyways, so my question, I'd love to go and look back at women pursuing higher degrees in the past. I'd love to see comparative to the other men, were they more organized
Oh,
or
I
what?
would not be surprised. Yes.
Right? Why are women? So then the next question is, why are women more organized potentially? Potentially.
Well, I suppose. Give me a
Is it
second.
because the system made them become more organized? Because a secretary role was traditionally a woman. I don't care who the hell my secretary is. It
I
could
mean, that is
it could be a
that is
monkey
that
for
is
all I
that is
care.
one possible. That
As
is. Let me talk. Let me talk. That is one possible possibility. What I was thinking is, I was trying to go back to like the roots.
oh yeah,
Hunter and gathering days, right?
oh yeah,
In those days, women were in charge of the household, uh, watching after the kids and everything, as well as some minor farming roles, collection and
you
organizing, making sure that there's enough food or whatever for everyone.
right.
So men would go out there and hunt
You,
and
did you
bring
mean
everything
women
back.
before? You said men were in charge of how much food the household, the children. Did you mean women? I think you said men.
Oh, I thought I said women, but
Oh,
yes, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Women were in charge of the
okay.
household. I, unless you didn't hear the woman part. Anyways, I thought that. Anyways, yes, women would be in charge of the household. Probably minor gathering roles, farming and stuff. And so they had a lot of things to keep track of, and making sure that there's enough food to go around, and that they're getting enough supplies. And then if they didn't, it'd be the man's job to go out and hunt more and bring it back.
Yeah.
And so
It's
naturally,
like
they had to
yeah.
be in charge. And so naturally, they did have an important role in making sure that everything is organized.
That's so that's so weird. I just thought about that. So let's look at the 1950s, okay? And let's look at the role of men and women in the household. Men expected women to go out and, get food from the grocery store, make sure everybody gets fed, and all
Literally, all the man did
was get
was
money so
just
that
was
would
just
happen.
was just get the money so things could happen.
So
It'd be the
did
women's job to make things happen.
so I loved
And
it how so men got
so
lazier.
naturally, in
Look at
order
this.
to hang on, and so naturally, to ensure those tasks were getting done, they had to be organized. They
Hmm.
had to have a methodology of keeping things straight in their mind, of everything that needed to be done. And so naturally, their brains developed in such a way to be more organized from
I
birth. I bet, I don't, I mean, I'm not a neurologist or anything, but I would be curious to know if there's some different makeup or whatever that, like if there's some different pathways or whatever that they're forming, and they've just been practicing and working on that same pathway their entire life, from
did
adolescence
did you ever
through
watch
adulthood
did you
on working on those areas of the brain to become very good, say, multitaskers and keeping a lot of things detailed and informative so they could relay those messages to others.
did you
But the
ever
man, all he did was just gather in a sense, or
hunt?
hunt and gather in a sense.
Did you notice how men got lazier in that narrative? 'Cause,
Well, I think it's always been that way.
yeah, yeah. I
That's just
mean,
the role of the
men.
leader.
I
The,
mean,
the, the role of the leader is to minimize the amount of work they need to do everyone wants to be. Well, I'm not saying everyone. It's a very strong word. I'm saying I think it's almost a sense of human nature. Human nature, at least for the man, to want to be lazy and not have to do a lot of work. No one wants to expend more energy than they have to.
So, I mean, if we look outside of, well, yeah, if we look outside of human society, males in nature are pretty much worthless. Let's specifically
People want to do things that they
male
think they
bees, male
well,
ants, bulls. Actually, if we're looking at cattle, uh, they're kind of
they're lazy.
useless. They get fat. Yeah, sure, they are stronger than the cows, but like, you know, there's not that you don't need that many of them. So it's like, the thing is, it's like there's still gonna be more cows than bulls to protect the herd, anyways.
But you know, I wonder if it's. I wonder if you could still take it back to the primitive roots, where it was the male's job to be the protector. So naturally, they're going to want to conserve their energy, so that way in the event of danger, they're fully charged. You know what I mean?
Maybe, I don't know. Did you ever
And
watch?
if there's no danger, and so if, obviously, you know, if you're minimizing the amount of work you need to do and expending less energy, then you can be fully charged and ready to explode when you need it. But if there's no danger, and you still have that natural instinct to want to find things to minimize the amount of work you need to do, well, then naturally you'd
It's called
be lazy
economics.
all the time if there's no danger.
Efficiency. Did you ever watch the brain games, the sex games?
Possibly.
They
I
had,
don't.
I
I
think
couldn't name them
every
episode.
season, at least every season, or maybe even other, they always had a battle of the sexes.
I mean, I couldn't name an episode off the top of my head, but it's
But anyways, I
possible.
remember, and they always drew the same conclusion that men and women's brains were the same. It was just just men were better at certain tasks and women were better at other tasks. For one thing, one of them sticks out is packing a car. Men were way better at packing a car than women. But
Really?
when it came to remembering faces, women destroyed men. It was embarrassing how bad men were at remembering faces.
Oh, you know, I wonder. I wonder. So me just kind of thinking through this, right? Women want to focus on a lot of details, making sure they get every little detail. I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to throwing this out there, right? I mean, I could be just totally wrong. I'm just throwing a shot in the dark here, but you know, maybe it's women are focusing too much on all the minor details and getting everything right. You know, like there, the details in the face. You know, maybe there's something that really sticks out to help them identify something, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, everyone looks different, which is why you can tell two people apart. Obviously, twins would be much more difficult, but there's always something that allows you to distinguish even twins. And obviously, you know, the parents, you know, can tell something. Maybe it's their attitude or the way they part their hair or whatever. There's always some minor difference, and I feel like women are quick to point that out because
Oh, yeah.
they can focus on all the minor details very quickly. But take something like the trunk of a car, right? If it's fully packed to the rim, and then you know they have to unload it or whatever, right? Well, naturally, the woman's going to be so focused and almost maybe a sense of
What it
overwhelmed.
wasn't unpacking, it was
Overwhelmed
packing.
yeah, well, because I've seen two things. I've seen the version. I've seen one where it's like it was packed. They had to unpack it and then put it back in.
Oh, maybe that's what they did, yeah.
Because I've seen two. I've seen two versions. I mean, maybe it's also they had it already unpacked and they put it in, or maybe it was they saw it packed. They were blindfolded. Someone unpacked it and then they put it all back in. I don't know. But my point is, looking and trying to find all these fine details, right? You almost sense overloading yourself with so much input that can make it stressful. Whereas the man will just try to generalize things and find the easiest way, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to look at it and be like,
Well,
all right.
Well,
bigger stuff on bottom, smaller stuff on top. All right, let's go. Let's do this.
well,
So
actually,
when you go to pack in the trunk, right? You pack the larger items that are more square-like that look like they can pack together neatly. Put those in first, build the foundation, and then all your odd items that look like they can be like packed, pushed together. Put those sorts of top, and they sort of make these generalizations in their mind
but
to
that's
find the
not.
quickest way possible.
But that's not why men were better though at packing the
Oh,
car.
well, I know I was probably wrong. What was the reason?
So it goes back to hunters and gatherers. So men had to have a better lay of the land. They had to understand like landmarks so they could find their way home.
Yep.
And they had to understand how the land looked.
Spatial awareness.
And yes, and so men's spatial awareness is so much better because women didn't have to do that. And that's why women were better with faces, because they interacted socially, because they were in charge of child rearing, which is a social thing. You need to have good social senses. That's why women are good with faces, but they're bad because they was just bred out, over time. A woman that hunts wasn't as useful, and a man with good children wasn't as useful. Nowadays it doesn't matter, but back then it wasn't.
But see, the thing is, this goes kind of back to more neurology side, right? I want to know what aspects, maybe you have to go down to the neuron to know why it is. Can you explain physically, what is a physical difference in the makeup of the brain that allows certain thinkings and thought processes to take place, right?
I don't think we figured that out quite yet. We know what regions do what.
Because I've always, the question I've really been curious, right, is can you look at a brain, a specific neuron, and know what a memory is by looking at it? Because obviously, this basically answers the question, are memories physical? Because if they are, that means I could look at a neuron, right?
We're just not there yet.
I can tell you exactly what that memory is, what happened, who was there, all these different things, just by looking at a neuron, right, where the memory is stored.
I'm pretty sure the brain. So we have the main regions, and then I think they're subdivided after that, and then I think that's about as far as they go. I don't think we're granular enough to go much further than that.
Well, it'd be really cool, though. I mean, it'd probably be kind of freaking. I'm sure it'd probably break a lot of morals, but if you could then make an algorithm, like an AI, that could think like you.
So? Well, I mean, we're going to do it. It's going to happen.
That'd be crazy. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're getting to that level of AI. Where,
we don't have AI that thinks like people. We have AI that thinks like AI. An AI that thinks like a person is on a completely different trajectory.
No. Have you heard of GPT-3?
No.
What is that? It's like generative pre-training or something. You should look it up after this. But
well, either way, GPT. We don't want. I mean, maybe we do want an AI that thinks like a human.
It's called generative pre-trained transformer 3. And it's an AI. Basically what it is you give it all this input and you give it the output, right? And the idea is that if you give it all this input and what this input should equal, if you gave it a new input, something completely new that's still related to it, it should give a new output based off of all the pre-things. Like say
you taught it how to make inferences and how to
taught it how to solve problems. So basically, you've made a
robot as smart as a 9th grader in reading.
Basically, let's say I have the equation 3x equals 9 or whatever, right? Or
right.
But let's say I give it the equation 3x equals y, right?
You've made a 9th grader.
But I don't tell it that, right? I tell 3 times 1 equals 3, 3 times 2. And then you have it just go through and you get so many odd number of cases, right? And then I sit and I tell it, what should 3 times 14 be, right? Given the pattern of how to solve the problem, like you're not telling it how to solve the problem. You're saying,
No, I get it.
You're saying, given this input, this is what the output is. Can it recognize patterns? So basically, it's almost like it's an intelligent pattern recognizer.
Again, you made a ninth grader in reading.
Mm-hmm. But my point is though.
Actually, 8th grade.
My point is though, right? Is that take it to human level, right?
I just said that you made an 8th grader.
No, you're not listening. I'm not saying what level you're at. I'm saying this is how a person thinks, right?
Yes, I know that's how a person thinks. That's why I'm trying to. But you won't let me finish.
I'm sorry. Oh, I was still talking, but go ahead, interrupt. Go on. What was you trying to say?
You've made an 8th grader. In 8th grade, you're taught how to make inferences. You're taught how to read a story and infer what the heck it means. Look for context. Yes. I mean, you're taught context clues before that, but everyone forgets context clues. I don't know how they. Whatever. Point is, and that's what the robot does. You've taught the robot how to use context clues. No robot can do that before because, well, that's not how they worked. You told a robot A is equal to B, and that's it. You didn't tell a robot if A is equal to B, then what is A? But what is A? You get if like A plus B equals C, then what's A plus A? And if A plus A equals, let's say, B, so then you've taught it algebra. But you're not.
Why is this only limited to 8th graders?
Because that's when they teach it to you. In 9th grade, they don't teach that to you anymore.
No. I'm saying, although that's how I'm describing it, right? I'm describing it as an 8th grade level to make it simple to understand. That doesn't mean it's limited to an 8th grade intelligence.
Well, no, I'm just saying, though, you've taught what you teach an 8th grader.
I'm telling you,
which is impressive for a robot.
What?
Which is impressive for an AI.
Well, no, I don't think so. I mean, sure,
I think it's impressive.
But I think it's just the beginning.
Because think about it. It's especially because the whole reason why we don't want a robot that thinks like people is because we build things for specializations. That's why we don't build bipedal robots or quadrupedal robots, because humanoid robots just don't work. They're impractical. It's a lot of energy to be bipedal. They just don't work. When quadrupedal or tracks or tires or flying, hell even, is so much more efficient than bipedalism. And you build a robot specific to a task. That's what we've been doing with AI, is you build it specific to a task. That's why I'm sure there's other reasons that we want an AI that thinks like people, but at the same time...
Well, yeah, they're quicker at solving problems.
Right, but do we want them to be able to... So the issue then becomes, do we want them to be able to act on the problems that they solved?
Why not?
What do you mean, why not? What if they come
give me a reason.
Do I have to quote Hollywood now?
Well, that's more of a movie aspect. I mean, who's to say they have an ability to overtake the systems at all?
Well, you just said, what's wrong with it acting on it? Okay.
No.
Right now, if we read the news,
No. There's a problem in what I interpreted. You said acting on input. I was just saying acting like humans. Those are two different things here. Two different things here, right?
I was saying like he came up with a solution and then went and did it.
Yeah, two different things here, right?
Okay, you're acting as if he's acting like acting out how to solve a problem like a human. Not that when he got this. See, I was talking about, actually acting on his solution he came up with. That's what I was talking about.
It's like saying you have a brain but no arms and legs. That's essentially what you have here. If you have a brain but no arms and legs, you can't do anything, right? All the AI is just
Okay, so
a brain.
all right. Let's go back then to my question. Do you want it to be able to act on its solutions?
No way. That's not its job. That's not what we intend for it to do. At least not right now.
But would
We
you
just want it to
ever
be a good
want
problem
it to be
solver.
able to?
What?
That's the thing. People want it to be able because what if it's like, I don't know, it's predicting a server fire or something, okay?
Yeah, it makes predictions. That's what you want.
Well, no. But what if its prediction comes at the point where it's like if it doesn't do something, it's imminent. Like it's going to happen unless it does something, unless it does now. There's not enough time to tell people like, "Hey, there's going to be a server fire. Go do this thing." There's not enough time for that.
Yes, but I think the question is
Do you let it
no,
act on it?
no, hang on. Does an AI have a theory of consciousness? Because sure it could tell you, oh yeah, there's gonna be a server fire, right? But if it does not have a theory of consciousness and a theory of mind, then it would not be able to know how that impacts it. And it would, I mean, sure it could come up with the probability. I mean, that means like I'm done. But
Well,
to
no,
it, if it does not have a
as an
theory of consciousness,
example.
that means nothing. It means nothing in terms of its life.
Server fire was just an example. I'm saying is you develop an AI that can think like a person, okay? And you put it in charge of detecting civil unrest in developing countries, okay? I talked to somebody, they're wanting to develop something like this. The question is, okay, I guess I have to quote movies here. We do need to move on, but this is a good conversation. God. Anyways, do you remember in Winter Soldier, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the helicarriers and how they were, I'm pretty sure a similar concept. They were going to use algorithms essentially to predict when this
Hydra.
Hydra was going to use algorithms, or Shield was going to use algorithms before Hydra took it over. Shield was going to use algorithms to predict when civil unrest was going to happen, and then they were going to use the helicarriers to snuff it out,
neutralize them,
to neutralize the threats.
Mm-hmm.
Question is, so in the news recently,
kind of a euphemism. Neutralize is a euphemism.
Well, anyways,
we're gonna neutralize or depopulate the area.
Anyways, I can't. You're trying to make a joke here.
Yeah, we were talking about euphemisms earlier.
I know, but I am trying to get to a point here. So in the news recently, China has been pissed. And usually, I mean, this could just because it's American news. I don't know. Maybe if you read from a third perspective, maybe everybody involved looks bad. But from the perspective of the news currently as it is, China is just pissed because they're taking what the US says and saying the wrong thing. So as an algorithm, I'm going to be like, "Oh, that person who said, or this group of people, the Chinese government, is going out and spreading false information. They're going to cause World War III. I need to snuff that out."
Okay.
And they're like, "Well, Jesus, this needs to happen now." Because, they keep spouting out this fake information, and it's riling up 1.4 billion people. That's a dangerous situation. That needs to be released now. I'm not going to worry about telling people until it's over. Well, now you've started World War III anyways because you killed the because you killed the leaders of China. Even though they weren't actually going to cause World War III. We don't know this, but let's assume China doesn't want to start World War III. Now you've gone and killed them. Now they have a reason to start World War III. So is an AI like that, is it useful to a point where, do we want an AI like that? Do you want it to be able to come to those conclusions and just be like, yeah, I'm going to do that. We should just do that. Just go take them out. Right now. Hello? Hello?
And well, no, wait. So you're talking about Hydra, right?
Well, I transitioned to real world.
No. But see, that's the whole thing, though, right? You gave you gave the brain arms and legs.
Right. Well,
I'm
not
saying you just give it a brain.
I'm not interested in just the brain. Obviously, a brain can't do anything if it doesn't have arms and legs. But in some circumstances,
we can still tell you. No, right. Hang on. So in Hydra, right? They give it a brain that would print out this almost say death sheet of people that should be
Note.
killed.
Have you seen? Do you know the plot of Death Note?
No.
There's a notebook that if you write somebody's name in it, they die.
Sure. Okay. How did Death Note?
So
these
it
people
prints
that
out
be
the Death Note. I'm just trying to equate it out so people understand, because people understand Death Note.
But I didn't even understand that. That's why I was going to use the term.
More people understand it, but go on. Yes, go on.
Okay, I'm saying it prints out a sheet of people that they think should be killed, right?
Right.
That's what Hydra does. That's the brain. Because it ran through its algorithm, it knows every single person.
Yeah. Go on. It prints out the sheet.
I'm saying, yes, it prints out the sheet, right? Because Hydra has arms and legs, it can now take action upon it. And, well, get rid of the people. Neutralize it. Okay? If it did not have arms and legs, it would just simply print out a sheet of saying, these people should be killed, here's why.
Okay.
So effectively, it did nothing wrong. All it is saying, hey, here's your watch list. Watch out for these suspects. They haven't done anything yet, but here's their thought patterns that I've noticed over the generations. I've been watching these people since they were 3 years old. These are the things they have in common with serial killers. They're at 15 years old right now.
Yeah.
These are what they're doing right now. It's nothing bad. Sure,
yes.
Just look at it. It's nothing bad. But, it's saying I'm noticing a correlation here with the serial killer. Watch out for them. If it has no arms and legs, it can't do anything wrong.
Right. However, would it be better for it to have arms and legs than to not? I guess that's the real question.
That's what I'm saying. Don't give it arms and legs. That's what I'm saying. Don't give it arms and legs.
But
I'm saying
would
just
it be
have an AI
more
just
beneficial if it did?
But you're saying it's not useful.
Right.
I'm saying
I'm just providing.
I'm saying it's more useful. Just have a brain.
Okay. I did.
Why give it arms and legs? Why take it that far?
I'm just saying.
Give it arms and legs.
All right. But would it be more beneficial if it had arms and legs, though? Because go back the server fire. Go back to the server fire. If the brain can, or think about the AI in computers that monitor temperature and stuff, and when you start up a game, it's oh, okay, I should favor these cores in the GPU and this core in the CPU.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't have to tell it to do that. It just does it. In that case, the AI having...
Yeah, but that doesn't impact life. That doesn't impact human life. That's not putting a human life on the line.
But in some circumstances, these things need to be done immediately.
No, there is no reason. Because this is basically just goes back to the movie Pre-Crime. Can you arrest someone? Should you arrest someone before they have committed a crime? No, you should not.
Well...
There is no reason to justify killing someone before a crime has taken place.
Intent.
It doesn't matter.
It's intent.
Because people can change. If you know your fate, you can change, and so by that logic, it is never rational to act upon it before it occurs. Sure, you should go to the person and inform them of this.
I never liked that logic, anyways.
No, because it's immoral. It's immoral to kill
Okay, all right. I'm just saying,
it's immoral.
That an AI that powerful, I know there's a chance it could wipe out humanity, and this is the conversation they're gonna have. somebody is going to come up with a better argument than somebody else in the room for why it should have arms and legs. Which is why my point is there shouldn't be an AI in the first place, so that conversation should never happen, and that it could never
But
so
think about all the other problems
that
it could help solve, though. Think about other problems that could help solve.
Right. But is the wiping out of humanity because some idiot, because they put an idiot behind defending why it shouldn't?
Yes.
No.
It's always better
hold
for
on.
to not.
What I'm saying is they put an idiot behind defending why it shouldn't have arms and legs. And so they put a more intelligent person saying, here's why it should have arms and legs. And well, now the idiot doesn't have a case anymore. And now we've justified to give it arms and legs, and we've wiped out all of humanity.
No. I'm saying that if the intelligent one is justifying arms and legs, I want to know what the rationale is, because I don't see it.
Well,
we just quoted a movie in which was bad. What?
You're not the one making the decision, though. That's the issue.
No, but I wouldn't. I'm just saying, no.
That's
the
why
intelligent one, in my opinion,
cases.
Hang on. In my mind, the intelligent one would come to the rationale that no, this is not a good idea.
What?
If the intelligent one came to the realization that it is a good idea to give arms legs, I want to know what his reasoning is. Because in my mind, if he is truly the intelligent one, he would come to the opposite realization. He would come to the realization that it should not have arms and legs. And if that's not true, I want to know what that reasoning is.
See, here's the thing, okay? You know how a public defender works? His job, no matter what, is to defend people, okay? Whether he knows it deep down that that person actually killed somebody, it is his job with every effort, every fiber of his being to argue that that man did not kill him, even though he literally could have seen him shoot the man.
Or they agreed to come to what's it called? It starts with a C, I think. That's another word for like compromise.
You mean impasse?
Agree
to disagree?
No. I think it starts with a C, right?
Either way, here's the thing. We don't know how this committee is going to be structured. What I'm saying is
basically, I think
compromise will work.
It's not the word I'm looking for, but what I'm saying is that if the person knows that they killed someone, I think they'd make like a compromise with the judge or whatever.
That's not their job.
No, but I don't, because
that's not their job.
I'm forgetting the legal term, right? There is some way out of it, right?
Again, you just go to the next public defender. If you're like, I can't defend this guy, it goes to the next lawyer. And if there's no more lawyers, somebody has to defend him. Either way, somebody.
I'm looking it up because I think there's some way out of it. I'm pretty sure
for that lawyer, but there's no way out of for any lawyer.
No. I'm saying out of the case entirely.
That would be against your constitutional rights.
Oh, settle. I'm sorry. They'll try to come with a settlement. Because if they know obviously it's in their job to defend them, right? But they'll try to come with some sort of settlement offer instead. Because like you said.
Hey, they don't do settlements in criminal law.
No.
They do plea bargains.
Let me. Yes. Because if they know what they did,
that's not why they do plea bargains.
It's true, but I'm saying, just let me talk for a second, okay? Don't interrupt. If they know that their client is guilty, and they're basically in a hole, like they're between a rock and a hard place, there's almost no way out of it. I don't know what the term is, settlement for criminal cases.
Plea bargain.
But plea bargain. But they know that it looks bad on their record if they see that they lost a case. And so it's in their best interest to not take it to court, and so they'll try to convince their client to take a plea bargain because it'll help them look better, in a sense, because they didn't technically lose.
That doesn't work in this situation.
They're still doing justice for the system.
But that doesn't work in this situation. This person is being told, you're the devil's advocate. You can't get out of this. Your job is to convince the other guy to not do it. Whoever
but if they know they can't, they're
going
to want to take... What?
In this situation, it would be... Here, what I'm trying to say is there's going to be human error. Somebody's going to give it arms or legs. My justification is don't let it happen in the first place. I know the brain is better for humanity, but humans are going to screw up.
So by that logic, we shouldn't have computers at all. Because people are naturally trying to improve, right? They naturally want better, faster computers. So why not just not have computers at all? Just eliminate everything. No computers, no rational AI thinking, no nothing. There's no reason to justify having an AI because of what it could do. There's no reason to have a computer because of what it could lead to.
Well, in essence, you're arguing,
AI like we should get rid of everything.
That's specific AI, not AI in general. No. You can't just diss all AI.
No. You're being a hypocrite. I think you're being a hypocrite.
No,
if you can't allow AI,
you
can't allow anything.
No, I started this conversation by saying AIs are meant to be specific things. Okay, we're talking about an AI that thinks like a human. I was against one that thought like humans. I want an AI that is its job is to let's talk about a robot that feeds wire through a conduit in a car in a Tesla factory. Okay, its job is to find the wire and feed it through the hole. That is its job. All right, it's specific to that job. So now I'm not against a robot like that. I'm against robots that their specific job is to think like humans and act like humans. I'm against that.
Yes, but that's being a hypocrite.
No, that's the other one's job is to be a robot. I
don't want it to be a robot.
That's my problem. I don't want a robot to be like a person.
Why?
Because people designed it and people have errors. Even though the robot's flawless, it was designed by people.
No, hang on. Then you don't understand AI. Look up GPT-3, okay? You'll understand what I'm coming from. Because it can write, you can give it a program, right? AIs can literally be a programmer and write better programs. You can literally...
Yes, I know, I've seen...
you can literally have it write code.
Google has one that can do that, yes, I know.
It can write its own code.
Right, I know.
It can better improve its thinking beyond what any human could do. Because all an AI is just code. It's based off of Python, I think. Right? Well, the AI, if it's smart enough, could rethink its whole thing and fix its code to be more efficient at solving said problems. It's eliminated the human is just a foundation. The human is a foundation to get it started, to get it going. And then once it's running, it can figure out all the
there's no guarantee that it's going to eliminate the bad seed to begin with.
Yes, but I mean, obviously nothing's perfect, but it will slowly get better and better and better at thinking.
Right, but what's to say it won't wipe out humanity before then?
Because it doesn't have arms and legs.
But what's to say humanity won't give it arms and legs before it gets to the better perfect part?
I'm just saying
what my issue is. The robot, I have no problems with it if it's just a brain. My issue is the idiot that says, hey, let's give it freaking arms and legs. That's my issue.
No, but obviously that's my issue too. I'm not denying that's an issue.
I mean, look at the U.S. with nukes. We got nukes, and the first thing we did was, hey, let's use them.
Yeah, but no, it's not a peace treaty. We don't use them anymore.
It doesn't mean we won't.
It doesn't. Yes, but that would be breaking the peace treaty. You broke the treaty.
I'm pretty sure whoever fires the first missile, whatever happens after that, peace treaties won't matter. It'll be a matter of survival.
Yes, that's the point of a treaty. If you break the treaty, it's all fair games. It's all open fire. You broke the treaty. Yes, that's how treaties work.
If the peace treaty fails, is full anarchy, the peace treaty is just a piece of paper that says, oh, we might not do it.
Yes. And
It
That's
means
good enough
nothing.
in the legal system. Yes,
Well,
obviously,
yeah,
but
law means
no,
nothing.
but obviously, there needs to be some benefit to keeping it, right? Everyone's benefiting some way, in some shape or form. Otherwise, yes, there's no reason to keep a peace treaty. It's in their best interest to keep a peace treaty because of the benefits they receive. Everyone's benefiting somehow.
Right.
Otherwise, like you said,
Again,
there's no reason to keep it.
back to the arms and legs, though. I'm just saying that no matter how perfect your AI is, there's somebody, unless it's AIs interacting with AIs, which it won't be, it will be humans interacting with the AI, and humans are not perfect. We're irrational by definition.
Yes, I know.
Someone is going to give it a stick.
I
Whether
don't
it
think so.
chooses to use that stick, we won't know
I,
until it's over.
I don't think so.
It depends when you
That's
give
the
it the
part.
stick. If the
That's the
AI
part where
is
I'll
perfect,
disagree.
it won't use
Well,
the stick.
let's agree to disagree on that specific part. That's where I disagree on.
You think humans will be smart enough to not give it a stick before it's perfect and ready?
No, there'll never become a point where it gets a stick. End of story.
I disagree. I think humanity is stupid
That's what I'm
enough to give
saying.
it a
Let's just
stick.
agree to disagree because I'm saying that point will never happen. That's what I'm saying. To disagree to disagree. Because I'm saying that point will never happen.
History repeats.
This situation never came up though.
It's a new tool.
Yes, it's something completely new.
Nukes were completely new, and we used
Yes,
them.
and this is something completely new, but this is different. This is variable. There have been variables change in this system, which is why I'm just saying let's just agree to disagree. That you cannot convince me otherwise. Just don't even bother.
Okay. I'm just saying when the day comes and we give it a stick, I'm going to be saying, I told you so.
I don't think that's what I'm saying. This is agree to disagree because this
I'm
conversation will keep
hoping
on
you're
going
right.
indefinitely.
I'm hoping you're right.
Yes.
I'm just saying, I think there's a high likelihood that the stick will be given.
And we're identifying Stick as AI in charge of nukes.
Not nukes. Anything that could potentially end humanity. You could put it in charge of the geo satellites.
Well, no, okay, that variable changes then. No.
Or in charge of the power grid.
No.
Actually,
the system.
the power grid's
now
more
you're changing the
believable
whole
than
thing
nukes.
then.
Power
You're
grid's
changing
more
the
believable.
whole thing. No, that's variable change. You can't do that. That doesn't count.
The stick. When I said stick the entire, I was just saying nukes because that's the easiest way
I was
to understand
defining
global
stick
domination,
as
ending
nuke.
the world. But there are multiple other ways to end the world than just
We're defining it. Okay, yes,
bomb.
you can see it. What?
Okay, I honestly putting a AI in charge of the power grid is more believable
Yes, I will not deny this. I will be that's
than the
fine.
nukes. I would
It
agree with
depends
you.
how
I
you
don't think we'll
define
ever
arms and
give it
legs.
nukes in charge of the give an AI in charge of nukes.
I'm saying putting it in charge of weapons.
Anything is a weapon.
Yes, but some things are more lethal to humanity than others.
True.
Which is why, in my case, I'm saying putting an AI in terms of determining when a nuke should be launched, that day will never happen.
Oh, I agree with you. I don't think we're stupid. I mean, I hope we're
That
not
day will
stupid
never
enough.
happen.
Actually, I can't say with 100% certainty because there are stupid people out
Putting an
there.
AI in charge of when a nuke should be launched is not something I believe we will do.
We put
We're more humane than that.
we put Trump in charge of nuclear codes.
Yes.
And you're gonna think we won't put a robot in charge of nuclear codes?
Yeah. Because a robot won't hesitate. When it pulls the trigger, when it made its decision, when the code comes to the decision,
I was just
it's
thinking
time,
the robot's smart enough.
A human can hesitate.
I'm just saying that the
brief
robot's smart
hesitation
enough to not use them.
Can save lives.
I'm just saying
That
the
brief
robot's
hesitation
smart
can
enough to
save
not
lives.
use them. I'm saying Donald was dumb enough to use them, and he didn't give a crap to hesitate at all.
But humans can still hesitate, though.
Right.
Whether or not they will,